Today I want to show you how I tell the story of my life through simple and engaging YouTube videos. I've broken down my process into 5 steps, and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a clearer idea of what you need to create your own. So the 5 steps are idea, script, shooting, editing, and publishing. Let's jump right in. Step 1, idea. This might seem like the simplest step. We all get hundreds of ideas a day, but picking one that you actually want to make can be really hard. I personally don't stick to a single niche. I like to tell stories from my life. I like to talk about mental health and what happens behind my YouTube channel. But for this example, I'll use my first life story video, how I quit my 9-to-5 to live with no home. If you haven't watched it, that's okay. I'll break it down here. So for that video, I thought, okay, I want to tell the story of how I went from living a settled life to becoming a nomad. You could do the same with something like a month of your life, a week, or even just a day. Once I picked the idea, before jumping into scripting, I jot down a simple structure. Basically, how am I going to tell it? I like to split my stories into chapters. It keeps everything compact and organized. Each chapter includes where I am, a conflict I'm facing, and how I resolve it. That resolution naturally leads into the next chapter. For example, the first chapter of the video was called Landing My First Job. I started by explaining where I was in life. I recently graduated, I was working in a bar in London and trying to land my first videography job. Then comes the conflict. I was getting rejected over and over again, but I didn't give up. Then finally the resolution. A company in Spain gave me a chance. That's it. And then I repeat the same structure for the rest of my story. If you don't like chapters or don't want to use them, that's fine, but the structure still applies. So in a few words, give some context, tell us what you're trying to achieve, introduce an obstacle, and tell us how you overcame it. I use this approach even in my talking head videos. It works for everything. Some people prefer to vlog and improvise as they go, but even they have a structure in mind. Even if it seems spontaneous, there's always a goal. Maybe they're exploring a new city or hiking to reach a viewpoint. There's always something they're trying to achieve. And that's what keeps us watching. So even if it looks improvised, trust me, it's planned. Okay, once you've built that structure, it's time for step 2. Scripting and planning. In my case, I like to script my videos and then narrate them, sort of like a short film. I write my scripts around the structure I made earlier. I usually put on some lo-fi music and just get lost in the writing. My advice? Don't overthink your first draft, just get everything out and refine it later. Once I'm done, since I'm not the best writer, I run my script through ChatGPT as a sort of proofreader and co-writer. It helps me polish grammar while keeping my voice intact. I usually write something like, this is a script for a YouTube video about how I quit my 9-to-5 to live nomadically. Can you polish it without changing my tone or voice? It often does a great job, and I use the free version. After that, I paste the revised version back into my document, read it out loud, and tweak anything that doesn't sound like me. You might have to repeat this step a couple of times until it feels right. Also, write things you can actually show. Don't tell me about moments that you can't support visually or recreate. Focus on highlights and cut out anything that doesn't move the story forward. Lastly, I write down the shots I need to film, kind of like a visual checklist. I keep that list on my phone so it's easy to tick off as I go. Once the script feels solid, I move to step 3, shooting. I don't plan every shot, mostly because I like to film my day-to-day life without knowing where I'll use the clips. Sometimes I film myself doing daily stuff, but most of the time it's while I'm traveling, exploring, or just in places that inspire me visually. I use all my cameras, my iPhone, my GoPro, my drone, my cinema camera. Yes, ideally you want to keep a consistent look, but if your story is engaging, people won't care if one shot's from a drone and the next one's from your phone. Just make sure, and this is one of the most important things I'll tell you in the video, make sure your audio is clear. If people can't understand you or hear you, they'll click off. 100%. I start by recording the voiceover, then I move on to shooting, following my shot list and ticking each one off as I go. I shoot in natural light where possible, and sometimes using a small artificial one. Keep it simple, but make sure that every shot visually matches what you're saying. A good rule of thumb, try to film at least 3 shots per action. A wide shot, a medium, and a close-up. You might not use them all, but it gives you flexibility later. Once I have everything, I move to my favorite part. Step 4, editing. I'm not being sponsored, but I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It's been my go-to since I started this video making business. But honestly, you can use whatever you like. CapCut, Final Cut, DaVinci, it doesn't matter. I start by dropping my A roll, so my voiceover or talking head. I edit that first, cutting out any awkward pauses or story bits that don't help. Music and sound effects, both very important. They help create a mood with each part of the video. I have an R-list subscription, but there's plenty of free options, including the YouTube audio library, where you can find plenty of copyright-free songs and sound effects. Take some time to watch your videos with music and see what song brings the best mood. Sound effects help bring every shot alive. If I'm seeing a waterfall, I want to hear a waterfall. If you're at the beach, I want to hear the beach. Help me be with you on the shots. With sound effects, you are immersing the viewer into the story. So definitely don't ignore them. When it comes to B-roll, if you're not familiar with the term, it's the footage that complements your main video. For my voiceovers, B-roll is everything. I make sure to have visuals that match every part of the narration. For talking heads, I like to add B-roll every 7 to 10 seconds. It's not a strict rule, but it helps keep the viewer visually engaged. I like to enhance my voice with light EQ or compression so it sounds clean and full. Then I color grade to make everything pop without overdoing it. Different cameras will never look exactly the same, but you can make them match closely enough. Once I'm done, I've rewatched the video several times. You'd be surprised how many mistakes you can catch on the third or fourth watch. When it feels right, I export it. Don't overthink this part. Your video will never be perfect. I know it might sound a bit controversial, but if you've put some decent time on it and it makes you feel something, it's good. Overthinking will only delay or worse, stop you from moving into the next step. Step 5. Publishing. Maybe not everyone wants to publish their life online, and that's fine. But if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you probably do. So here's what I do before posting. I copy the full transcript, basically everything I said in the video, into ChatGPT and write, I need a YouTube description for this video, make it SEO friendly, add tags, hashtags, and timestamps. This helps people find your video more easily. I still tweak it after, but it saves me a lot of time. You can also ask to suggest a strong, engaging title, because a good title is key if you want people to click. Then I paste everything into YouTube, the description with timestamps, the tags, and add it to the right playlist. And here's a tip. Don't publish immediately. Leave it private or unlisted for a couple of hours so YouTube can figure out the right audience. Next, I upload my thumbnail. I design mine in Adobe Express, which comes with my Premiere subscription, but you can use the free version or any design tool. Keep the thumbnail text bold and short. Remember, people watch from their phones. Make sure it complements the title and sparks curiosity. After double checking everything, I schedule the video. And that's it. Those are my 5 steps to telling my life through video. It might sound like a lot, but it's really just trial and error. Trial and error. I'm struggling with these R words in English. Don't be afraid to mess things up, because that's how you learn. I know I went a bit fast, so if you'd like me to dive deeper into any of these steps, tell me which one in the comments. Watch next how I moved to the furthest country away from Italy, my home, and how I apply these 5 steps into that story. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching. See you in 2 weeks. Stay brave, stay creative.